Hello students, this is Mrs. Raksha Shirodkar from Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Commerce and Science. So today we'll see subject Computer Science, chapter number 1. Chapter name is Introduction to Microprocessor 8085, that is 8085 microprocessor, and it is from Computer Science paper 2. Okay. So let us start with this chapter now. Now basically what is microprocessor? This chapter is fully theory. There is no practical for this particular chapter, and this chapter is very important for your practical basis also and for exam point of view also. So what is microprocessor now? Microprocessor is nothing but a semiconductor multi-purpose programmable logic device which reads only the binary data, that is it reads only binary instructions from a storage device which is called as memory. Also you can say it accepts only binary data as its input, and it processes the data according to the instructions that is coming, and it provides the result as the output. So you can say the word microprocessor will come from the combination of micro and processor. Okay. Now, the processor means nothing but a device that processes whatever in this context. It means that it is a device which processes the numbers, that is a binary number which is 0 and 1s only. So, basically, in short you can say microprocessor is a semiconductor logic device which reads only the binary data, or it accepts only binary data as its input. It processes the data and it provides you the result as the output. Okay. Now, the microprocessor is divided into 3 parts here. It consists of arithmetic logic unit, number 2 registers, and control unit. Now, the next topic here is features of 8085. Okay, you have practicals on the second chapter of this particular subject, that is 8085 itself. So features of 8085. It is an 8-bit microprocessor. Number 1 feature, 8-bit means the size. It is 8-bit microprocessor. So the programming which we'll do on the kit is of 8-bit. Then it provides plus 5 volt power supply, that is the wattage of this particular power supply is plus 5 volt. The kit which I had shown you all in 11th standard, that is nothing but 8085 kit. We'll be seeing when the next practicals will start with. Third feature is it operates on the clock cycle, which is 50% duty cycle, or you can say it operates on a clock with 50% of the duty cycle. Okay, it is a cycle that we'll be studying later on this chapter. It has a on-chip clock generator. There is a clock generator for this particular kit which is available. Then it operates on a clock frequency which is 3 megahertz. The frequency of this particular clock which is present is of 3 megahertz. Okay. Then it has 16 address lines, and hence it can access 2 raised to 16, that is 64 kilobyte of memory. What is address line we'll be seeing next in this particular chapter. Then it provides 8-bit of IO address to access 2 raised to 8, that is 256 IO port. IO means input output. So in this particular kit we have input output ports, then we have clock cycle, then we need power supply, then we need clock generator. Clock frequency is nothing but the clock itself. Only we need to say the feature of this particular clock, that is we have 3 megahertz of clock frequency here. Okay, and it also has address lines. So these are all features of 8085. Now here, as you can see, this is the block diagram of 8085. This is very important diagram. You need to study this diagram. You need to practice this diagram many times in your book, and there is no option for this. So you have to study it very nicely, the diagram. Even the arrows itself, the short arrows is fine if you forget one or two in the exam, but the main bigger wider arrow is important, and all the blocks which you can see, small blocks, those are very important. And if they don't ask you the diagram, they will ask you to explain each of the blocks. So they might ask the question as, in this particular block, explain the following small blocks as accumulator, temporary register, flag register. So each of these blocks may carry 1 mark, and if they don't ask the explanation, they might only ask you the diagram. For example, they will ask you draw 8085 block diagram. So this is the block diagram which carries 4 marks. If they ask you the diagram, they will not ask you the explanation. Now let us start with the explanation of this particular diagram. This is a diagram of 8085 block diagram, you can say. Now the explanation of this particular block diagram. Now see here, number 1, the blocks which are present in that particular diagram. Number 1, bus. Bus is nothing but a collection of conducting path which is used to transfer the signal from one functional unit to another. So there are 3 types of buses. Number 1 is address bus. Bus in short, you can say, which helps you to transfer the data to a particular device. So there are 3 types of a bus. Number 1, address bus, which tells you the path of where to send the data from the kit to which of the instruction. Number 2 is data bus. Data bus means this data bus will actually send the data. Address bus will only show the path. Data bus will actually start flowing the data to that particular instruction. And number 3 is control bus, which will control both of the buses, that is address bus and data bus. Number 2, the second block diagram, which consists of the main part, that is ALU. ALU stands for arithmetic and logic unit. What it does, it will help you to control all the arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic and logical operations, that means, for example, arithmetic such as addition, subtraction, logical such as and, or, not, that we had studied in the logic gate chapter in 11th standard. So ALU, you can say it stands for arithmetic and logic unit, and it is an 8-bit microprocessor. That is the particular block. ALU is of 8-bit. You need to mention the size also if it really matters. So ALU, you need to mention that it is of 8-bit. Then what it does, it will help you to control all arithmetic and logical operations. Okay. Now the next are functional units. These are also from the block diagram itself. So functional unit, number 1 is accumulator, from the block diagram also, from the block diagram itself. Okay, these are the functional units in the block diagram. So number 1 is accumulator. Accumulator, as you can see in the block diagram, it is nothing but it is of 8-bit. Okay, so this particular block is also of 8-bit. It is said to be a register. What do you mean by register? We'll see in the flag diagram next. So register, in short, I'll say that register A to L are all register. Alphabet A to L. A, register A, you can say register B, C, D, E, F, G, H, L. Okay, till L are all registers which are of 8-bit. That means how many bits? 8-bit means it will take 8 digits, total 8 digits. Okay, and those digits are nothing but only binary number, that is 1 and 0. Binary number I have already told you all in 11th standard first chapter. So you need to revise that chapter again here. So accumulator is of 8-bit register which performs arithmetic and logical operations. Again, it is same as ALU. So inside the ALU, it performs arithmetic operation and logical operations. So it is same as my ALU, and hence it is said to be, it is connected to the internal bus and ALU. Okay, so accumulator is of 8-bit register. Okay, it is said to be a register. Okay, for the programming you need to know what do you mean by register. So registers are from alphabet A to L. Each of these registers are of 8-bit size. That means it contains only 8 digits, and those digits can be only zeros and ones. 4 bits. 4 total 8 numbers it should contain. Now the next is again arithmetic and logic unit. As I've already told you all, it comes in functional unit again. It is of 8-bit and it performs arithmetic and logical operations. The next is general purpose register. As I have already told you all, what do you mean by register? Accumulator is register A. So A is named as accumulator. It is also said to be register A. Okay. Then the rest alphabets, that is B to L, are all said to be general purpose register. So there are 6 general purpose registers: B, C, D, H and L. Okay. Each of these are of 8-bit. That means it holds 8-bit data. These register can work in pair also. Now we can also say that there are register pairs. Separately, if you consider a register, it contains 8-bit data. It holds 8-bit data. But if you take it as a pair, it will hold 8 plus 8, total 16-bit data. Okay. So B, C is a pair, D, E is a pair, H, L is a pair. So if you consider them as a pair, it will contain, or it can hold 16-bit data. And if you consider them as a single register, it will hold only 8-bit data. The next is program counter. Program counter is nothing but a again register, but it is of 16-bit. That is, it contains 16-bit, or it can be used to store the memory address location of the next instruction to be executed. So the microprocessor will increment the program whenever an instruction is being executed, so that the program counter will point to the memory address of the next instruction which is going to be executed. What do you mean by instructions? We'll see in the next chapter, that is chapter number 2. Instructions are nothing but from these registers itself. One by one we'll see all of these instructions in the second chapter in detail. So you only need to study this chapter before that. So you need to study the size, then what is register, what it does, the purpose, description with the diagram. Okay. So program counter, again it is 16-bit register. Then what it does, it is used to store the memory address location of the next instruction that is to be executed. Okay. So program counter. The next is instruction register, decoder and control section. Okay. Now instruction register. We'll start with instruction register now. These are all from the block diagram. Okay, one by one we are seeing all the blocks. So instruction register means it is a 8-bit register, and this is a particular register which is fetched from the memory and it is then stored in that register. Okay, so instruction register and instruction decoder does the same thing. Actually it is a combined block, you can say. Instruction register is a 8-bit register. In this particular register the instruction is only taken, and decoder means again it is a 8-bit register. Decoder means it will take the instruction from the instruction register and decoder will start decoding. Decoding means executing. So the instruction is taken from the register, that is instruction register IR, and it is given to instruction decoder for executing that particular instruction. So both of them combines, or you can say they both does the same thing. So this one will take the instruction and it is given to decoder for executing that instruction. Okay. The next is timing and control unit. All these are from the block diagram. If you see all the blocks one by one, these all blocks you will get it. Okay, so timing and control unit means it provides the timing and control signal of the microprocessor. That means you can say the clock. As I've already told you, clock frequency, that is 3 megahertz. That means for this particular microprocessor kit, there is also a clock, okay, which will measure the clock timing of each of the program. So timing and control unit means it does the timing and control signal of the microprocessor, or it will provide this signal to the microprocessor to perform the operations. Okay. You need to only study only 1-2 sentence of this particular blocks, since each of the blocks carry only one mark. So they may ask separately each of the blocks. So you have to study each and every blocks that I have already told you all. Okay. So next is increment or decrementer address latch. Incrementer, decrementer. Now you all know increment, decrement that I have told you all in chapter number 1 from your binary number system in standard 11th. So incrementer, what it does, it will increment by 1, and decrementer means it will decrement, that is subtract by 1. So plus 1 minus 1. Okay. So this is again 8-bit register. All of these are register. Blocks means nothing but the registers now. Okay. So this incrementer, decrementer is again of 8-bit register or a memory location which can be incremented or decremented. Now what will increment here? There the variables used to increment in that particular chapter, that is plus, a minus, correct? So here what it does, we'll talk about only the instructions, okay, in this particular chapter. So it will incrementer means it will increment that particular instruction by 1, and decrementer means it will decrement that particular instruction by 1. Now what it does, this 16-bit register is used to increment. Now since they have taken both the registers together, so hence they told 16-bit. If you take it separately, that is incrementer is of 8-bit, decrementer is of 8-bit. Okay. So it is used to increment and decrement the content of what? The program counter and the stack pointer. Program counter means what it does, the program counter will manage the next instruction. So hence you say that it will increment or decrement the instruction, next instructions. Okay. Now the last topic in this particular video is flag register from the block diagram itself. Now 8085 flag register means the 8085 microprocessor name it is. Okay. Now flag register is very important topic. Now you have to study the diagram which you can see here from D0 to D7. That means how many bits it is? Of 8-bit. Again now flag register is of 8-bit register. D0 bit is CY, which stands for carry flag. D1 is cross, that means it don't care, it doesn't contain any of the flag. D2 is P, that means parity flag. D3 means don't care, again it doesn't contain any flag. D4 is AC, which stands for auxiliary carry flag. D5 is don't care, again it doesn't contain any of the flag. D6 is Z, which stands for zero flag. D7 is S, which stands for sign flag. Now D0 to D7 contains total 8 bits, so hence flag register is of 8 bit. This flag register contains total 5 flags starting from D0. If you see CY, 1 carry flag, P, that is parity flag, then AC, which stands for auxiliary carry flag, 4th is 0 Z flag, 5th is sign flag, and among these 8 bits 3 are don't care. So this diagram should be as it is. So D0 bit should be CY, D1 should be don't care. Okay. So you have to study and practice this diagram. Now we'll see one by one what are these flags. Now what are these flags and what it does. So flag register means these all bits are related to my accumulator, that is 8-bit register accumulator, which I have already told you all. So what it does, it will do the addition subtraction process, and whatever result that it comes, addition subtraction of what, of my 8-bit binary number. So if I give you in the next video I'll give you some examples. Now we'll see only the theory part. Suppose if I take 2 binary numbers for addition, the result of the addition is nothing but my flag register answer. Okay, so according to that answer we'll set the flags accordingly. Set or reset. Set means 1, reset means 0. Now let's start. See why this is only the theory part. So in the next video we'll see some examples of this particular flag register. Okay. So number 1, that is D0 is CY, which stands for carry flag. So you need to study this description first. Okay. CY. When this, now we'll see when these 5 flags will be set to 1 and when it will be reset to 0. Okay. So these flags will be set or reset according to the addition or subtraction result that you get for your accumulator result. Okay. So let's start. CY, that is carry flag. See why, what it does, the carry flag, this flag will be set to 1 only if there is a carry generated in the accumulator result. Okay, so you need to write it down, or if you can understand what I am saying, you can write it down in your own words too, will do. So CY flag will be set to 1 only if in your accumulator result there is a carry generated. And when this carry will be generated, in the next video I'll show you the example. Now next is P flag. Don't care, you don't need to mention anything. You will just mention D1, D3, D5. I don't care, and it doesn't contain any flags. Okay, you only need to mention in brief CY, P, AC, Z and S. So CY flag will be set to 1 if there is a carry generated in the accumulator result. P is parity flag. Parity flag will be set to 1 if in your accumulator result it contains even number of ones. Suppose now this flag register is of 8-bit, correct? Now suppose if the number is 4 times 1 and 4 times 0, that means the number of ones you will count. How many are number of ones? 4. So that means it is an even number. So your P flag, that is a parity flag, will be set to 1. So P is equal to 1. And when will it be 0? When the number of ones are odd. Suppose if there are 5, 1 and 3 zeros, 8-bit, correct? So 5, 1 and 3 zeros are total 8 bits, in which 5 are ones, which is an odd number. So parity flag will be set to 0 here. Okay. Now next we'll see AC flag. So P flag, you will only say that P stands for parity flag. It will be set to 1 if your accumulator result contains even number of ones, and if it contains odd number of ones, the parity flag will be set to 0 or it will be reset. Now next is AC flag, which stands for auxiliary carry flag. Now this flag will be set to 1 only if there is a carry generated from in your accumulator result from bit 4th, that is 4th bit to 5th bit. If the carry is generated from your 4th bit to 5th bit, your auxiliary carry flag will be set to 1, otherwise it will be set to 0. Okay, this will be better understood in the example. So you just need to learn the explanation first. Okay, so the next flag is Z flag, which stands for 0 flag. This flag will be set to 1 if in your accumulator result it contains all zeros. That means if your accumulator result is total all 8 bits are 0, then the Z flag will be set to 1, that is Z is equal to 1. Or if it contains at least 1, that means the Z flag will be set to 0. Otherwise it will be set to 1 only if it contains all bits, that is 8 bits as 0. Now S flag stands for sign flag. Now S flag means it contains 2 types of signs, that is negative and positive. If the sign flag is negative, that means S flag, S will be set to 1, and if it is negative, if it is positive, it will be set to 0. In short, you can say if the total accumulator result 8 bits, if the first bit in your answer, that is D7 wala bit is 1, that means S you will set to 1, and if your first bit D7 is 0, S flag you will be setting to 0. Okay, so this was your flag register explanation. That was your last block in your block diagram of 8085 microprocessor. In the next video, we'll see the continuation of this particular flag register examples, okay, which you will understand better, and I'll give you some sums related to the flag register too for homework, and which you can ask me in the WhatsApp, or you can call me if you have any doubts. So thank you. I hope you all understood. If you have any doubt, you can call me. Thank you.